Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I guess, I've actually just been shooting a lot of content about investment and all of this. And it just got me thinking actually, why did I even raise investment in the first place? And I thought it's a very important topic and something that I want to kind of just be open about because I decided to do that. And because I always knew it's the difference between going from here to here. Secondly, because my background, in case you don't know, I'm a qualified accountant. I worked with a lot of startups. So I saw the difference between companies that raise investment to companies that don't and what actually happens. So I kind of had the inside track and I knew the impact it could have. So, I did ultimately decide that I am going to raise money for my business. And also that requires you to then sell shares from your business, which means that you're giving up ownership of your business to somebody else for cash. And that's a decision I also had to make, that I'm going to start a business which ultimately slowly I will earn less of, but I will own less of it, but still it would be a bigger business. So the way it happened for me and the way I decided was initially I set up the business and we started to roll it over. We were making some money, and at that point I needed some money just to take it to the next stage. So at that point I needed money to be able to hire developers, because we were building a tech platform and tech is expensive. I tried my best to get it to a certain stage, but then I needed to bring in people that were better than me and anyone that I knew to be able to build it further. So that's why I decided to, at that point, to be I need to get some investment to be able to do that. At that stage, I was using a lot of interns and whoever I could get to do some stuff for free, work experience, expenses paid, or the least amount of salary I could afford. The work that we had started, it deserved more. So by raising some investment initially, it gave the company the ability to be able to then do more. So, the first investment that I raised, it was to move into an office and hire some people, some developers, get the whole thing rolling. I did that back in 2016. Then a year later in 2017, I decided to raise investment again. At that point, we started making more money. We were more established. We had a business, things were running. But then I really started to see where the business would go. So I decided at that point then to raise another investment round. I guess if you were to qualify them, this first one was the investment round to just kick things off. The second one was more okay, I have a business now and now I need some funds to take to the next level. And the way you decide that, the way I worked it out, was that you kind of figure out where you want to be in a realistic way and then see how much money that will cost you and what you're going to get out of that. So if I was to get 100,000, that 100,000 will lead me to hire 3 people or spend this much on, let's say, marketing or whatever, and that will lead to then this much sales. So you got to sit and plan it out to then be able to then go to investors and say, I need this much money for this reason and this is how it's going to come together. That was the second one I decided to do. Then after that, we did a third investment round, which was the big one, which was for £1 million. And that was actually a funny story. So I actually didn't go looking for 1 million. When I pitched to investors, they actually suggested the 1 million because they saw the potential at that stage, which was, a year and a half ago now, saying that this business is great. Why don't you want more money to be able to grow faster? Which was insane to hear, because I remember all the trouble trying to convince people, and now someone saying to me, no, you need more money here because you should be doing more and be more aggressive. So yeah, then that was the third investment round that I did, and that stage everything was different, and that money was really for real growth. But yeah, it's been crazy from that day, to be honest. We raised that money, but in truth the business grows so well that we started making so much money that we just had surplus cash and money, which was great for the business. So we know the third investment round wasn't needed for working capital. So working capital is the money that you need to operate as a business. For me, the investment has always been money that you use for growth, not to pay your bills, your staff, your whatever. That's the wrong way to do it. So a lot of people raise investment and spend it all on operating cash, on working capital, that you're actually not growing with the money, you're literally just paying your bills. And that's not what you want. You want to raise money and put that money to work to make you more money back. And that's what I've been very good at doing for my business. So yeah, that's pretty much been kind of the journey, I would say. We've done 3 investment rounds. Every time it's been with a growth mindset. I'm being very careful. But every time it means that I need to sell shares of my company and I own a little bit less. That's something that a lot of people frown upon. And it's something that a lot of people are like, oh my days, I'm not gonna own my own thing or whatever. And I've always had like the bigger mindset. For instance, I may not get this 100% right, but I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg owns like, I think it's 4%, maybe it's 8% of Facebook, that's it. But he's still widely recognized as like, that's Mark Zuckerberg's company, Facebook is his and whatever, right? But in actual fact, he owns 4 to 8%. Even the founder of Slack, I think, owns like less than like 5%. I think Jack Dorsey at Twitter owns like 1%. That's the whole point, that you need to sell and bring more people in and bring more cash in to be able to scale. Because I guess for me, the goal has always been to build a large enough business, because the industry that I'm in and what I'm trying to do is large scale enough. It's not like small time. And that's the ultimate truth. Of course, everyone in their family and stuff has seen people like, you know, there's a shop at the end of your road, or your uncle has a furniture shop or whatever that they've been doing for 20 years and it's like still the same. It's because they never wanted to grow. So I guess what I've been scared about is not taking the steps for growth. And a lot of people, if you're watching this video, you have your own business, you can't be afraid to grow. You can't be afraid to, like, in that as well as giving control to staff, to this, to that, start trusting people, bring more people on, because you're not gonna grow if you're not fully focused and open to the idea of growth. So if you do have your own business, one of the main things, you need to have an open mindset, and that's what I've done from the beginning, and that's what's allowed me to grow. You know, I'm not the type of person that's gonna like sit and point fingers, but the truth is that all the people that were starting out, that when I was starting out, with similar type of businesses or anything, they're literally at the same place, you know. And where I've taken Genflow is because I've been thinking long term. I'm not thinking short term. It's because I've taken cash, deployed it, and got even more out of it. That's not an easy skill. Like, you know, I could give £100,000 today to 10 people, and I can guarantee all 10 of them are not going to be able to deploy that cash in such a way that actually ends up getting a good return from it. And that's the ultimate skill. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much like been my story in terms of like why I raised money and then how I've used it. And you know, we've done very well with it. Our investors are so happy because the amount of value we've built, the amount of valuation of our company has skyrocketed from when I first started. So in case you don't know, let's say if you bought shares for the company when it was worth 1 million, and today if it's worth 20 million, and you put in $50,000 a pound, today that means your investment is now 20 times that. So obviously our investors are very happy. You know, I can probably do a lot of content around like how to keep your investors happy and all that stuff, board meetings and what to prepare and all that stuff. But yeah, that's been my story of like why I raised money and what I did with that money. Yeah, but I'm not finished there. Now I am currently working on the next investment round, but this time I'm trying to bring in the right investors, because we don't need money. We need like strategic people to join the company at the board level so we can take the company to a whole new level. That's why I'm out here in LA right now. You know, I want investment partners here in the US because that's where the entertainment world is. I'm right here, and my goal with Genflow, like, I'm not gonna say it in this video, but it's big. It's big that it gives me goosebumps when I like sit and think about it. But for me to reach those goals, and this is a video that I'll reference one day, I have to think big and I have to go and put those big plans together. That means I maybe need 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, but I'm gonna go and get that, because then I'm gonna put it to work and I'm gonna make 200 million. And that's the way I think. And if you don't think like that, and I've thought like that from day one, there's not a thing that you are like, you can learn. You gotta be like, it's gotta be in you, in like the way you think about things. You know, I'll actually finish this off with how I've always been. And if you're like me, you probably would get what I understand. So when I was in school, I used to sell shit. I would always look at things as in like, I've got like a PlayStation game here. How can I make the most money out of it? Some people used to list on eBay and sell it. I used to rent it to people because I calculated that renting this 10 times, I would make more money than selling it. I guess that's always been the difference between me and most of other people. When I was growing up, I didn't do any normal jobs. I didn't work in any retail shop. All my friends were working in like Top Man or H&M or Argos or whatever else it was. I never did any jobs because I always was flipping stuff figuring out how to buy something and sell it for more, how to make money out of something. I used to buy tickets for concerts and sell them at 10 times the price. You know, like the people that buy tickets when you go and trying to buy a ticket, that was me. I was the guy that's gone and bought 10 tickets and I'm reselling them straight away. That's always been me. I've been that type of person, and that mentality has never left me. Even to this day, that's what I do. Like, I literally think of like, okay, this project is gonna cost us 40 grand to launch, but then it's gonna bring me 300K. And like, I always think that I'm never scared to take chances. I've lost money. You know, we put like 20K into a project, sometimes it doesn't work. Shit happens. But that's people who win, people that try. But yeah, anyway, I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think. If you are out there trying to raise money, you know, hit me up. I'm trying to help you as much as I can. I can give you any free advice to what is it that you want to do. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.